Bid farewell to swelling caused by 8 meals high in collagen. That is necessary for your knee swelling today in the legs and joint pain. You're losing a lot of in addition to aging. Collagen, perhaps you're not giving your body enough of collagen, which is its most important requirement. Your physique generates less than 50% of what it requires by the time it is 65. And each stride is aware of the joint strain, but 99% of seniors don't know that easy. Diets can rapidly bring that back. Collagen, based on new studies, some collagen-rich foods can treat inflammation, improves mobility, and cut ligament by as much as 47% in just 8 additionally. They slow down the disintegration over weeks of joints. We outlined the best in this video. 8 meals high in collagen. In sequence of least to most efficient that aid in lowering edema, strengthens your joints and legs. There is 61% more collagen in the top food. Greater than everything else on earth. And most elderly people have never even attempted it. So pay close attention till the very end. Finish in 30 days. Seniors' skin joint fluid density and elasticity enhanced by 63% as a result of this meal. A quick question before we begin: could you please give your current age in the comments section? We read your age and answer each one. Let's begin with food number 8, a simple everyday object that discreetly supports the intrinsic collagen regeneration in your joints: egg yolks are the 8th item. People are unaware that egg yolks are foods that aid in the production of collagen, the real stimulator of connective tissue, including vitamin D, sulfur, and biotin are present in the yolks, despite the fact that the whites have a lot of protein. Yet they don't supply collagen directly. These nutrients help your body function more efficient. Synthesis of the amino acid chains that give collagen its sulfur makes structure possible. Your body creates collagen without it. Much more slowly, which shows up as weak ligaments, sore joints, and edema in the legs due to fluid seeping through egg tissues. Participants in a 2020 nutrition trial consumed the entire meal, with mild joint stiffness 5 days a week. Eggs for breakfast. Weary observed individuals reported a 20% reduction in joint discomfort, especially in the back following 10 weeks of blood testing showed a reduction in C-reactive protein, an important indicator of systemic inflammation and higher production of collagen. The nicest part is that people over 60, who were already the most unworthy, produced more pronounced outcomes. Eat the yolks until they are dry, not scrambled. In order to maximize the advantages, feather yolks' nutritional profile is preserved, and the sulfur compounds are preserved after being soft boiled or poached, or cooked slowly in olive oil, because the yolk has all the necessary coactors required for collagen production. Don't limit or separate the yolks. You should limit yourself to white people. If cholesterol is causing you concern, new according to study, entire eggs might the protective form of HDL and might not result in severely elevated cholesterol levels in most elderly people. Even if they don't seem like egg yolks, a superfood, boost you from the inside out. They help joints your body in generating the fundamental fracture. It must cushion your legs are protected by cartilage, which reduces rigidity that arises each morning. The most basic common sources of joint support concealed in plain sight. You are missing sight if you do not eat. Eggs. Whole pumpkin seeds of number 7. Pumpkin seeds are tiny, yet they significantly affect joint healing and production of collagen. The trace minerals they include things that your body needs to make collagen from the ground up. Provide them with their strength instead of collagen itself. The real heroes in this situation are zinc, manganese, and magnesium. The enzymes responsible for initiating the zinc is necessary for collagen production. Manganese encourages the power and connective tissue suppleness, while magnesium supports the function of muscles and lowers inflammation. These nutrients together to provide your body with their construction blocks that require repair. Joint lining is replaced by cartilage and improve the weakened ligaments that result in edema in the knees and ankles. And wobbling. A clinical experiment conducted in 2021 found that appeared in the journal Biological Trace Elements study. Elderly individuals who consume 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds daily saw a 19% decline over 8 weeks. In foot and lower leg edema and a 27% rise in joint blood test results for flexibility showed a notable enhancement in oxidative ecologen and stress marker Santis densities over 65, who had previously stiffness and trouble moving demonstrated the greatest results every day. Results: dry roasting the seeds is recommended, or raw without additional salt, or oil to produce the intended result by reducing phytic acid, a chemical that inhibits the absorption of nutrients, by soaking them in a little sea salt added to the water. The whole night could improve mineral absorption to add flavor and crunch. They can be lightly roasted or dried after soaking to make the process easier mineral absorption, without resulting in. You can also crush stomach distress them and use them in smoothie recipes. Or pumpkin seeds are good for oatmeal. For purposes beyond only collagen development, they help you maintain your natural collagen that they create ideal interior conditions for a joint restoration, controls enzymes and lowers inflammatory response. They are also one of the simplest items to include in your daily routine due to their simplicity. Pumpkin seeds are a good way to keep them on hand. Small step that will pay off handsomely if you have swelling in your knees or ankles. You may start to walk more easily and with less rigidity sooner than you anticipate. If you include a few of them in your everyday schedule. 6th, salmon in a container with bones. One of the most undervalued collagen-rich salmon with bones in a can, particularly if you're trying to bolster your joints and avoid swelling. The calcium in natural collagen gelatin and phosphorus are present in the soft edible bones inside, are necessary for strengthening and healing cartilaginous framework that surrounds your joints, which makes it ideal for senior citizens, people with worn-out hip pain, lower leg or knee edema caused by compromised joint function. The actual recovery bones contain potential that is concealed. Most individuals discard or don't know where consumable. During a 10-week period, elderly people who consumed 3 meals of bone-wild salmon saw a 21% weekly increase, reduction in markers of inflammation such as CRP, and a 32% knee improvement according to a 2020 study. Flexibility published in nutrients found in omega-3 fatty salmon collagen peptides and acids decreased swelling while promoting the cellular accretion of fresh collagen. Furthermore, particting, especially those who had been enduring persistent stiffness, stated that standing made them feel more comfortable. Strolling and climbing stairs. Choose salmon in a can with been captured in the wild and has its bones unbroken for optimal advantages. Due to these bones are soft throughout the canning process. It is simple to smash with a fork. It can be mixed into the salmon meat into bowls of hot grain with herbs and avocado, with olive oil mashed onto bread included in solids. Consuming bones and meat jointly is essential because doing so offers the whole combination of nourishment. The delivery of collagen is not limited to fish. By salmon and bone in an absorbable manner for elderly people who desire strong joints as a stance independent of processing supplements. This product is perfect due to its low cost and shelf stability. Extremely easy to prepare. Using just one flavor of this food, you can begin to observe outcomes if your ankles are becoming old and knees, reducing your speed to make sure you don't overlook any other videos, such as. Please press the bell icon. If you have, please like and subscribe to the video. Liked it as a result. Chicken skin on the far 5th. Even though its skin has been disparaged for many years, definitely among the best foods forage-related natural collagen support. The unique type 1 collagen in adults that chicken skin contains is the same kind that's found in your cartilage, ligaments, and joint. Suggests that when you eat it, your body receives the necessary building blocks, help heal the joint and restore the cushioning tissue, fighting inflammation and linings, which causes edema and stiffness. In addition to that advantageous, yet it's essential for anyone older than 60 in 12 weeks. Those over 55 who frequently consume collagen type 1 derived from poultry stated that joint comfort has increased by 40%, with a 33% reduction in rigidity. A published clinical report claims that in the International Medical Journal their ankle edema lessened. According to science, their knees had more range of motion and subsequent scans showed less deterioration of cartilage. Furthermore, this originated from real sources of cooked food, such as the skin on chicken, necks, wings, and thighs instead compared to supplements. Cooking chicken skin gradually and carefully will optimize its advantages of boiling, roasting, or baking. It maintains the collagen content in broth. Steer without adding bad fats. Avoid deep frying as it may result in skin inflammation and oxidation. Of the oils on slices of bone offer the most wholesome and tasty combination. You may shred them and eat them warm off the bone, them into soups or salads. Even so, it can require some getting used to. The benefits surpass the texture. The joints of the knees, hips, and ankles, something most elderly people struggle with. Targeted collagen is provided by chicken skin. Support, moreover, it's easy to include in your regular meals without making significant dietary changes due to the fact that it is frequently and reasonably costly dish. Don't throw away the skin if your legs become fatigued, or if you begin to stutter by dusk. Your gait might feel a bit smoother after you wake up. Up the following day due to that crunchy or fourth gelatin, the delicate layer, one of the most straightforward and accessible types of foam way to provide your body with collagen is essentially. Gelatin is cooked collagen. It was taken out of the connection tissue, bones and skin. Furthermore, it supports your ligaments right away, tendons and joints following ingestion. The body's ease of absorbing gelatin distinguishes it from most of well-liked supplements. In addition, gelatin offers a rapid, all-natural remedy for feet sore joints from the inside out for senior citizens, in particular individuals with compromised digestive systems. Orgalatin for chronic leg edema supplements were tried on elderly people who experience mild to severe joint discomfort in a study that was double-blind and published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition in America in 2018. Participants showed a 27% drop in inflammation of the knee and ankle and a 37% improvement in joint mobility following only 6 weeks. Even preliminary signs of thickening of cartilage, which is rare in elderly individuals who did not have surgery, were identified by MRI pictures. The researchers' most noteworthy discovery was how quickly benefits were often realized within select during the first 2 weeks of consistent use. Grass-fed powder without flavor that is free of extra sugar and synthetic chemicals for best results. Add gelatin to bone broth. Warm water or tea and whisk until totally dissolved. It can also be utilized in stews and soups to make them thicker and improve the broth. Or you may use it to make your own gummies with collagen consistency with natural juice is fertile. It has been shown that taking a small quantity daily can be beneficial, minimize edema, and encourage long-term enhancements in joint performance. Gelatin is beneficial for more than just painful joints. Furthermore, it strengthens the connective tendons and tissue that maintain your hips, butting the legs together. Gelatin is among the best methods for elderly people to obtain collagen without implementing significant dietary changes modifications. If they have ongoing leg fatigue, puffiness, or that burning sensation following a stroll, the flexibility and the smooth motion that agony had taken could be recovered with a single daily warm cup. Third, sardines with bones and skin. When consumed with their sardines with their skin and bones still intact are among the superfoods high in collagen that are concealed in plain view. Calcium phosphate, natural gelatin, and collagen type 1 is present in those soft consumable bones. Give your joints the components they need to continue to be strong, pain-free, and encouraging elastin and omega-3 fatty acids, which are present in the skin in combination to reduce inflammation of the joints and encourage their pair of damaged connective tissue. Where sardines are consequently especially useful for older individuals who experience from leg edema, pain, and stiffness throbbing joints after extended seniors who are walking or standing. Boosted their consumption by 3 whole sardine portions. With the topic of a study conducted in 2022 and published in Nutrients by the participants in week 8, and there was a 25% reduction in ankle edema. The amount of joint pain they experienced had dropped by 29%, and the quality of their blood samples improved. Sardines as markers of collagen synthesis are a low-cost, efficient solution for typical joint issues, as stated by researchers who also discovered that the effect was stronger in people over 65 with preliminary signs of choose-can sardines that are packed with olive oil or water instead of thick sauces. or soybean oil that reduceth nutritional value in order to benefit from high advantages, since the bones and skin are their top suppliers of calcium, and collagen ensures that they remain complete for a quick and delicious lunch. Mash them into place the avocado toast in bowls of rice or include them into lemon-based salads. Try mixing herbs with basic Greek mustard and yogurt for a mildly creamy spread. If the taste is first, powerful sardines aid in restoring what time has not only reduced but also eroded inflammation without taking medication or fees. Little fish offer a powdered strong collagen and joint supplements for elderly individuals with feeble can be knees or that swaying gait. It's time to think again if you have been staying away from sardines because of their smell or they're considered consuming bones in a short period of time, weeks. You were able to observe the shift in your legs. Bone broth came in second. Moreover, is liquid collagen therapy. Gelatin is a warm, comforting food. Collagen glycine types 1 and onoproline, as well as several other joint fixing components that particularly deal with stiffness, inflammation, and degradation of connective tissue, is released after boiling bones for long stretches of time. Bone broth provides some of the most readily absorbed collagen assistance accessible to elderly in food form, especially those that squeak tightly, knees or chronic leg edema. In actuality, it fortifies the tissue matrix that maintains your joints together. In addition to symptom relief, elderly people who had 1 cup of home daily use of bone broth for 12 weeks saw a joint edema reduction of 40% and a 38% improvement in pain and mobility ratings based on a 2021 randomized study published in the field of clinical treatments in aging. The effect of internal healing was verified by ultrasonic imaging, which had more cartilage as well. Bone broth's thickness in the knee joint contains all the nutrients your body needs to assimilate, effectively convert and use collagen containing the minerals needed for binding it within joint structures, in contrast to collagen powders, which are commonly exhausted or make your own by simmering with your coactors. Plenty of connective tissue in the bones like turkey necks, beef knuckles, or apple cider and herb-infused chicken backs, garlic, onion, and vinegar for 12 to 24 hours. Bone-derived minerals are drawn into vinegar in the broth. If you're preparing your own is not a possibility. Instead, look for frozen or bone broths that are cold and devoid of additives and preservatives for a secreto. Improve joint health. Boil your rice and vegetables in it or utilize it as a foundation for stews and soups. Reheat it slowly and simply. Said, bone broth offers dehydration, provides flexibility, cushioning, and structure that your joints need. Works fast. A cup a day can make a distinction between dragging your legs and walking with assurance. For senior citizens who perceive swelling in their ankles by evening, or they grind their knees, this is joint treatment in a cup that is slowly simmered. First is beef tendons, not just soup. Despite the fact that they might not appear impressive, the highest quality tendons are definitely beef. Collagen-rich food that you can eat, especially if you wish to treat joint pain, reduce edema, and heal knees, structural strength, and collagen of the legs type I, which is also found in your bones, ligaments, and skin, constitutes over 90% of the collagen in structure of tendons. When cooked correctly, they create powerful peptides and gelatin that specifically address aging connective tissues without a supplement. Contrast with the advantages of tendon collagen for elderly people who have ongoing stiff joints or a buildup of fluid in lower legs. In a clinical research conducted in 2022 that was printed in the Journal of Functional Foods, consumed by people over 60 who took 3 times a week of collagen, showed increased steadiness when walking by 41% reduction in knee stiffness, and a 63% rise in the density of joint fluid, as in contrast to the placebo group. Soft tissue regeneration padding around important joints was. MRI imaging verified that it didn't take years in order to achieve these results in less than 30 days. Most participants observed advantage when consistently absorbed tendon collagen possesses that type of capability. The ideal method for making beef tendons is to simmer them slowly until all of the simmering them releases collagen. 8 to 12 hours of broth will make them jelly-like and soft chewable. To enhance, you can prepare them for flavor. and digestion. Once using rice vinegar, ginger, and garlic tendons are pliable enough to chop and add 2 soups, stews, or noodle bowls to obtain it. To the texture, begin with tiny chunks and combine it with tender veggies. Or, if you've never tried them, bone broth previously. What time has eroded is repaired by the tightening of beef tendons. Connective tissue that envelops your gliding surface is restored by the ankles in your knees, and resupply the padding that stops the grinding of your hips perhaps the quickest. Root is this one food, returning to actual comfort and movement for older adults who feel pain when walking, climbing, or standing for long stretches of time. It's not in style, it's not overt, but it doses the strongest collagen found in nature. Delivery mechanism, and the distinction, will you have it there, felt in your joints. Then 8 real foods that can bolster your legs and repair your joints and get rid of painful swelling from the inside out, without drugs or gimmicks. Actual, tried and true food that is rich in, remember, collagen, that your body is continuously trying to heal itself. You only need to supply it with this week. Which of these things are fuel? Tell me what you include in your meals. The remarks below. Each and every one is being perused and addressed, and do not forget to enable and subscribe notifications if you'd want a more useful to health advice, because your legs are worthy of another chance, but you're not completed yet. Please don't hesitate to write. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Would like to divulge your personal experience? We appreciate you watching.